Hi everyone. Okay, so just a bit of an update since I last spoke about what's going on. I'll probably do these more often, as I said last time, because I think it will be something useful for the girls to look back on, and again because it's just easier than me having to talk about things numerous times. So the situation as we currently stand is that the carers have been coming out since the beginning of the week, and although I was really cautious about it, they've actually been really pretty good. So what I did, after speaking to a friend of mine who used to be a palliative care carer, I decided to put together a book, which I'll probably do a video showing of at some point. I put together a book about Ross so that when anybody new turns up, because sometimes it is different carers, they, before they even meet Ross, have to read the book. In the book it's got things like beginning, it's just a generic how old he is, his name, his significant people in his life, the kids, me, his mom, dad, sisters, brother, put all that down. Then TV channels he likes to watch, things he likes to talk about, just things that he likes, so that it gives them something to go on. If he's up to talking, it gives them something to be able to connect with on him, rather than just going in dry with somebody who's not talking very much at all. And we found out the carer that's been coming more frequently is a Man United fan. All right, that's not Ross is a Sheffield Wednesday fan, but there's some kind of conversation that can be had there. Then I put his diagnosis, what that means as a carer for them, what that might, that it might mean seizures, that it might mean confusion, patience, things like that. And then I put what I would expect at each session. So we are having a morning school run session, an afternoon lunchtime session, and then kids get into bedtime session, and what I would expect them to do, if what to ask Ross, what he might need, whether it's changing the beds, or whether it the quilt, whether it's asking him if he wants a drink, making him take his tablets, which has been good, because the carers have been able to give Ross his tablets. We have, it's an issue, me giving him his tablets, he just won't take them for me, because it's easy to say no to your wife, whereas it's harder to say no to somebody that's a stranger. So that's been really helpful. That's taken a lot of pressure off me to try and coax him into taking tablets. Ross is really quite weak at the moment, so it is helping having a carer around if I need to try and get him onto the settee. We've set up a bed downstairs with a settee next to it. And then at the back of the book I just put a general, which are just things that I expect, and just said, when you come into my home, you are a guest and you will be treated as such. You may make yourself a drink, a cup of tea. I don't expect you to be stood up all the time if there's nothing to do. If you've tended to Ross and there's nothing for it to do, and if there was dishes on the side and the dishes have been done and there's not really a lot else for you to do, then take a seat. Sometimes we just need somebody to be there, because Ross needs 24-hour care. And I just put that, and that seems to have really helped. I also put a bit at the end about just that, who Ross is, and maybe this is more for me, but I hate it when you see people, and you see it sometimes in the hospital, when people are being, the nurses are patronising young strong men that have come down with an illness, and it's all, hey, you're right. And I'm like, why are you talking to him like that? He's a fully grown man. And I just put, even though Ross's brain is failing him, please don't speak to him like a child. Give him some dignity and respect. And the carers that have been in have all read it, and kind of went, that's really sad, and had more understanding, I think. And it's easier than me, again, in the same way I do this, having to explain it every time to a new person, because it's not a nice thing to keep repeating what's going on. It's not really very nice to keep having to say that, and to see someone's pained reaction to it. So yeah, it's been quite good. We haven't yet got night staff, which I will be finding out about today. And in terms of Ross, he's been really sleepy, so he's sleeping 90% of the day, truthfully, really a lot of the day. That may be the chemo and steroid combination that's making him sleepy. They have said that. It may not be, we don't really know. He's not talking a lot at all. most of the time he's making sense, but it's really hard because sometimes he's not. Like yesterday he asked me for an egg to put into his wee pot and cook it. That doesn't make any sense, and that's tricky, like that's hard. But we're still getting moments of Ross, like still moments of him saying something cheeky or funny or whatever, so while they're there, then it's a little bit easier. But he's very weak in his legs, his coordination's horrendous, and that's brain stuff, but probably a combination of that and being in bed. But you know, it's not necessarily safe for him to be walking about because his balance is really bad. So we're just trying to get we're just trying to find a bit of a flow. It's been way better for the girls this week. They've met the carers, and they've only seen one, and it's been the same person, which has been good. Lovely lady called Irene. That's been useful for the girls to see the same person, and she's been really friendly with them, so that's good. Few things with Brooke at school have been, just children not really understanding what's going on. Somebody asked her if her dad was dead yet, which upset her yesterday. So we sat last night and we did a picture of a girl with a sad face, which was Brooke, and then what we think people should say when somebody is sad, some kind words to say. So she's taken that into school today to show her teacher, and the teacher's going to start a conversation about what's going on for Brooke, and goodness me, children don't even get it. Like, how can they get it? It's never meant with intent, but it still needs monitored because the children need corrected if they're saying things like that to Brooke, because it's not very nice for Brooke. And the school are being really great about it. So so that's where we're at. I feel okay today. I've had a few days where I felt a little bit, just because it's big stuff, and watching Ross be weak is painful, it's sad. But I've kind of collected myself like yesterday and today, and today I'm just cracking on with stuff, and whatever it takes, attitude is back. That's where we're at. Speak to you soon.